Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. On behalf of Holt Construction, welcome to our series, Get to Work on Terminal 8, the strategic programming we have created in partnership with American Airlines to engage, inform, and hire certified MWBEs, LBEs, and members of Queens community interested in working on the JFK Terminal 8 expansion. My name is Chris Asara, and I serve as president of Holt Construction, a family-owned and operated full-service construction management and general contracting firm. If you have never worked with Holt before, you should know that when it comes to diversity and inclusion, our commitment is built from the top down and from the inside out. We have taken on the JFK Terminal 8 expansion like all of our other projects, and that includes creating a tailored, unique and comprehensive diversity plan. I'm excited to kick off today's session, and I hope you find the information engaging and informative. On behalf of Holt, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to join us, and I look forward to connecting and working with you. Now it is my pleasure to welcome our project partner and familiar face to this project, Sade Olda-Peckin-Lewis, Regional Director of Government and Airport Affairs at American Airlines Terminal 8.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of American Airlines and the John F. Kennedy International Airport Terminal 8 expansion, welcome to today's Get to Work session. My name is Sade Olda-Peckin-Lewis, and I serve as the Regional Director of Government and Airport Affairs at American Airlines. JFK is getting ready to welcome a new American Airlines Terminal 8. The project will improve the overall customer experience with a total of 70,400 square feet of added space, including 33,000 square feet of public space. Another 57,500 square feet of existing space will be refurbished. To build the new Terminal 8, American Airlines and Holt Construction are committed to engaging, preparing, and hiring certified minority and women-owned business enterprises, MWBEs, local business enterprises, LBEs, and construction workers for the project. This series of programming entitled Get Ready to Work at Terminal 8 has been strategically designed for certified firms and the local community workforce who would like to work on the JFK Terminal 8 expansion. Sessions will begin in January of 2021 to help you open gates to contracts, jobs, and information. I want to sincerely thank you for taking time out of your busy day to attend today's session. As a small business owner, we know you have a lot on your plate, and we will be respectful of your time today. Today's program is called Finding Opportunities in the Building Trades, Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction, and is for local community members interested in exploring positions in the buildings trades. During this session, you will learn about the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction skills, C-skills, to gain important knowledge on the technical assistance this organization can provide.
Love to have the opportunity to discuss the 4 pre-apprentice and direct entry programs that will be affiliated through the use of a project labor agreement with this project. The Building and Construction Trades Council is affiliated with 4 separate pre-apprentice and direct entry programs. First program I'd like to speak about is the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills. This program has been in existence for over 20 years. We have put several thousand members into the building trades unions as apprentices and pre-apprentices, and are now enjoying a very, very positive career in the construction industry. This program primarily focused on high school students. It was connected with and coordinated with New York City vocational high schools. And over the years, as I said, we've taken thousands of high school students who have an interest in working in the construction industry and placed them into apprentice programs. This program also offers an adult program through the initiative, and we've been very successful targeting specific communities, bringing adults into our apprenticeship programs as well.
Thank you, Gary. Good afternoon. My name is Santos Rodriguez, and I am the Director of Community Affairs and Strategic Initiatives for the Building and Construction Trades Council of Greater New York. During today's webinar, we are going to explore the careers available within the affiliates of the New York City Building Trades. You will have the opportunity to learn about the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills, a program dedicated to preparing trained and skilled workforce from communities throughout the 5 boroughs of New York City for careers in the unionized construction industry. I would like to introduce our special guest, Nicole Bertrand, who serves as the Executive Vice President of the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills. Welcome, Nicole.
Good morning, Santos. Thank you very much. Thank you to Gary as well. Very happy to be here to talk about construction skills and what our nonprofit workforce development organization offers.
Thank you very much, Nicole. So we'll roll into the questions. What is the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills?
So construction skills, and we have a long name, so I'm shortening it to just construction skills. Construction Skills is a not-for-profit organization that was established in 2001, originally to only serve New York City public high school seniors. And since 2015, we've added an adult training component. And what we do is offer pre-apprenticeship training and direct entry access to New York City residents seeking careers in the New York City building and construction trades.
What are some of the benefits of having a rewarding career in the union construction industry?
I mean, kind of say it in the question, right? These careers are rewarding. So the benefit of the unionized construction industry is that the opportunities are available to individuals that are seeking those careers that offer family sustaining wages, benefits, health benefits, and retirement security. And those 3 things are critical to sustaining a middle-class lifestyle.
How does someone in Queens, in the Queens community, apply for construction skills?
Great. So we've always, as I've said before, we've always served all 5 boroughs, and we in fact only serve all 5 boroughs. So residents of New York City are not competing with anyone from outside of New York City. A Queens resident would be able to apply to our program as anyone else, any other New York City resident. For our high school program, we work very closely and recruit directly from career and technical education high schools in, that's our targeted career portfolio that offer construction or construction related programming. For our adult training program, we work with the New York City Department of Small Business Services that operates the Workforce One Career Center. And that's the first step in applying to our adults program. We're actually right now recruiting for both of those programs. The applications for our youth program were due last week, and we've done all the outreach on that, and we've moved on to the application review and interview phase for that. For our adults program, we're getting ready. We're ramping up to launch our latest recruitment email, and we're going to run training in June. The dates will be included in that email.
So that's excellent. This is actually perfect timing for this event, so that we can share the good word of the application process. So with that being said, I know that in the New York City school system, you have your counselors that assist those students on applying. What about if anyone in the adult population out of high school is applying and needs assistance? Is the Workforce One the avenue to help them apply for construction skills?
So because the funding is administered by the New York City Department of Small Business Services, because it is New York City funding, that is the first step for any adult interested in applying to our program. And we worked very closely with the Workforce One staff and the New York City Department of Small Business Services to make sure that anyone that's interested in applying to this program has the first step covered with the Workforce One Center. Any additional information, once you're registered at the Workforce One Center, you are going to be referred to the next step, which is the information and application application and testing session. And that's where individuals will learn the requirements, kind of candidates we're looking for, and next steps.
So what are some of the qualifications to apply?
All of the qualifications for construction skills are aligned with industry standards. And more specifically, our entrance requirements are the same or similar to the baseline requirements to enter into a unionized apprenticeship program. So you need to be a New York City resident. That's because of our funding. That doesn't have anything to do with apprenticeship. You can live anywhere to apply to apprenticeship. But the next following steps are the same and exactly having those requirements met will allow us to place folks into the industry without any barrier. So you need to be at least 18 years old. You need to have a high school diploma or equivalency, GED, HSC, or TASC. You need to be legally eligible to work in the United States. You need to be prepared to commit to a full-time training schedule. Our program is unpaid, and all of this is listed in our recruitment email that we will send out to candidates that are interested. You need to be prepared to perform physical work, and you need to have a commitment to a sober environment. And the reason for that is because the apprenticeship programs, we don't do a drug screen, but the apprenticeship programs typically do. And that's a major entrance requirement that there's no way around. One of the major things, and this is not an entrance requirement, but it is a benefit, is the direct entry access that is offered by our program to residents that enter and successfully complete our program. The reason direct entry is critical to an individual's success is because we're able to refer our candidates as opportunities become available in the industry. How that's different because the direct entry is, So most people do enter through the general recruitment, which is monitored by the New York State Department of Labor. All the apprenticeship programs are registered with the New York State Department of Labor. I'm explaining this because I think it's important to educate folks about these realities. I think the perception is that, unions do whatever they want, and actually they don't. They're required and regulated by the New York State Department of Labor. The New York State Department of Labor also regulates direct entry programs like construction skills. And it's a designation that's provided to these programs to increase opportunity and diversity in the unionized construction industry.
Thank you so much. So moving forward to I'm accepted now, right? What am I to expect from the program? What's the timeline, and what's my responsibilities as a person that was admitted to a pre-apprentice program?
For our program, and I'm sure this will be no surprise to anyone, COVID has turned everything on its head. We are, to avoid any interruption of our services, what we did was, like the Department of Education, though we did go virtual before the Department of Education, we have transferred all of our training elements to a virtual training environment. So for our adults program and for our youth program as well, folks will need to have a laptop, iPad, or tablet, reliable internet service, and commitment to an unpaid online training program. Our adults program is 5 weeks. It's 5 weeks, unpaid, full-time. And so we're not expecting you to sit in front of your computer all day, but we are expecting you to participate in all the elements of training in the training schedule. So full attendance of our program is required. This is challenging, I'm sure, for everyone right now, especially that children are at home learning, other, spouses, partners are at home working. So it's definitely a challenge for folks, but it's doable. And in the end, the people that successfully complete our program will earn a direct entry opportunity to a unionized building and construction trade apprenticeship. To just give you some numbers, our program has placed more than 2,200 residents into these opportunities. So it's a model, it's a successful model, it's a national model.
Thank you very much, Nicole. It's also important to know that although through your pre-apprenticeship program, the individuals that are going through the program for the 5 weeks are not getting paid, once they enter an apprentice program, they start going to work. Once placed at a work site, they are training within the school system of the union, the selected union. They're getting paid while they go to work, and they're doing both. They're learning and working at the same time while receiving that career and and receiving pay.
Absolutely. That is one of the biggest reasons why apprenticeship is such an amazing opportunity, because once you enter, you're not sitting in a classroom and then going to work. or going to work and then learning your trade in the classroom. You're doing both at the same time. So both elements of apprenticeship run in tandem. And that's critical because you're gaining skills, you're gaining education, certification, whatever you need. And then you're also able to go out to work. And the wage and benefit package is unmatched by other industries. So you're eligible with a high school diploma or equivalency, as I already said, to enter our program and to enter into a unionized building and construction trade apprenticeship program.
So one last question, Nicole. Why is the relationship with the New York City building trade so important to construction skills and the other pre-apprenticeship programs that cover ARC?
So the Building and Construction Trades Council and its affiliates are critical. The endorsement of the BCTC, of the ARC affiliates, and of their own affiliates helps us to work together to offer these opportunities. And I mentioned earlier, opportunity and diversity. Those are sort of like tagline terms, but they are important. And increasing the opportunity for individuals to access middle-class careers is, I hate to say it now more than ever, more important. People are out of work, people are looking for an opportunity, and education alone, college alone is not always the solution, or certainly not the fastest. So apprenticeship does offer, it's a major commitment. You have to be committed to it in order to be successful. But that's one of the things that we teach in our program, which is this is what you need to know. This is how you will be successful. And you make a commitment to these things, you will be able to build a career in this industry.
Thank you very much, Nicole, for being here today with us. And, as you know, this is truly humbling, and talk about full circle for me, being a graduate of construction skills, being in the business now for, almost 22 plus years. It really means the world to me, being able to provide for my family, but more so make sure that we continue to keep those doors open for people that come from our communities. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, going to public schools, where we had a vocational school that was open to us at the time. Very, very far and few in between vocational schools today, but still an opportunity to learn about the trades. I did go to college, went to New York City Tech for a semester and a half, when, long and behold, I got the call from Construction Skills saying that an opportunity had opened up within one of our affiliates. I didn't think twice about that, because I knew for me, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with my hands. I wanted to work in construction. I think I've always felt that. And this was just a different path. Not that you can't do this through college. I did take architectural technology. I took construction technology within that, semester and a half. However, this for me was exactly what I wanted to do. Not knowing what an insulator was, that's what I ultimately became. I was an insulator with Local 12, but then also being able to move within the ranks within my own organization. I was Sergeant of Arms for Local 12. I was then appointed as the organizer for Local 12. Following that, I was given another hat, which was political director and organizer of the Heat and Frost Insulators Local 12, and so forth. And today I'm working with the New York City Building Trades, representing 15 national and international unions, and representing their 100,000 members, over 100,000 members in construction, which really is a testament to what comes out of our programs. And I say our programs: construction skills, helmets, new non-traditional employment for women, P2A, pathways to apprenticeship, right? Are the pre-apprenticeship programs that we're currently working with. There's value within this, and the limits are endless. We set our own limits. So the limits are truly endless on how we can move forward within our organizations and really continue to keep those doors open for those that want to come through. We're always going to find someone that will say they want to, and just get deterred, or maybe someone's afraid of heights and figure out that they can't be an iron worker because they don't do heights well, or they can't do insulation because it does get into your pores and it's itchy, right? For some reason, I guess I like to scratch, but it's full circle, when it comes to it. For me, being able to present for American Airlines, Holt Construction, on behalf of the New York City Building Trades, to be able to moderate for the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills, a program, once again, that I graduated from, to be able to present or moderate for new and work in partnership with the ARC affiliates is truly a blessing, and very humbling to know that the opportunity for us really exists, and everyone needs a push, a kick in the rear end sometimes, or just just that door to be kept open. It's truly important. So Nicole, once again, thank you very much for the opportunity. Once again, Nicole, thank you very much for being able to be here today to speak about the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills. Thank you, American Airlines. Thank you, Holt Construction. We're very proud of the partnership. We will hear a project update from Alexandra Parati, and then we'll take some questions and answers from our audience. Thank you very much for attending today. Look forward to hearing from you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Before I bring back our panel, let me just review a couple of the current opportunities for the Terminal 8 project at JFK Airport. First package we have is TAA 002, which is the head house expansion, 30-foot bump out, exterior closure, and interiors. This project is bidding currently. Bids are due within the next 2 weeks. So if you have not finished your pre-qualification package with Holt Construction, please do so. And if you have any problems with your pre-qualification package, please reach out to our JFK team at jfkt8@holtcc.com. Our consultants will put that information in the chat so that you have it. For TAA number 2, the following opportunities are included. HVAC, valued at $500,000 to $750,000. Electrical for the first floor scope, valued at $1 to $1.5 million. We have a painting package valued at $100,000 to $150,000. We also have a finishes package, which is valued at $1.25 to $1.5 million. That finishes package will be broken up into the following trades: millwork, terrazzo, flooring, feature walls, ornamental metal and glass, signage, and toilet partitions. The next opportunity that I'd like to tell you all about today is TAA 4, which is the 60-foot Beacon course, exterior enclosure and interior finishes. This project is also bidding currently, and bids are due within the next 2 weeks. Within this opportunity are the following scopes of work: carpentry, valued at $600,000 to $700,000. HVAC, valued at $475,000 to $600,000. Flooring, valued at $100,000 to $125,000. Plumbing, valued at $100,000 to $120,000. Painting package, valued at $20,000 to $60,000. Millwork, valued at $120,000 to $140,000. Glass and glazing, valued at $60,000 to $80,000. Electrical, valued at $300,000 to $500,000. And a labor package, valued at $150,000 to $250,000. Please remember that we will have opportunities that we will list and new ones every week. This program is running for approximately 1 to 1.5 years. So we have broken up all of our opportunities to be a little smaller so that we can give everyone the availability to work at the Terminal 8 project. And now let me bring back and reintroduce all of you to Santos Rodriguez, the Director of Community Affairs and Strategic Initiatives, and Nicole Bertrand, Executive Vice President at the Edward J. Malloy Initiative for Construction Skills. Welcome, Santos and Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you once again for having me.
The first question is for Nicole. Is your program open to a construction business owner who would like to learn some of the skills? Example, blueprint reading, estimating. I think you're still muted.
I'm really good at Zoom.
It's the great thing about live TV.
So one thing about our program that is important is that we are not preparing any participant for any one trade in particular. What we are preparing people for is to successfully enter the industry and to be successful once they've entered. So to answer that question, we don't offer, it's not an a la carte program, and we don't offer any kind of training or certifications that would benefit someone. So I think it could maybe think of other ways to gain those skills, but not through our program. At least we don't offer a specific blueprint reading class or a specific any training specific to one skill in particular or certification in particular.
Okay. Santos, what about through the building trades? If a union company or a company wants to learn some skills, or are there any programs that you offer or that you could suggest for them, such as blueprint reading?
So our affiliates, our apprenticeship programs do have blueprint reading, but in order to access those programs, you have to be a member of one of those schools. I know the carpenters obviously offer blueprint reading because they have to lay out all the walls. Steam fitters, they lay out blueprint reading simply because of the sprinkler lines. They actually have to read prints. Electricians also, right? So it depends on the trade that you're looking to go into. They will have those training components within their specific trade. As for a business owner, I'm not sure if they offer anything for a business owner, but you can hire someone from one of these organizations, one of our affiliates, that can absolutely read blueprints and achieve whatever they need to achieve on the job site.
Great. Thank you. And I also suggest looking at your local community college, because they have low cost programs, and we send some of our own people for those kinds of training. So check your local community college. Those are really great programs, and they're quick, and right now they're online, so you could do them at night and save some time. The next question is, I submitted a pre-qualification package form on Building Connected. What is the next step? Should we wait or should we prepare something else? So that question is for me. We do get that question a lot, and I answer it always the same way. It's the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So sometimes your application could be delayed just because somebody has it in their email ready to send it out. So it usually takes 5 to 7 business days for your pre-qual to be approved or rejected through our system. So if you're past that 7 days, just feel free to send us an email and say, hey, I completed my pre-qual. Is there anything else you need? And one of our professionals will pick up your email and help you. But it's always good to just send a little reminder, because we get hundreds of pre-qualifications. And just remember, when you're pre-qualifying for Holt, you're pre-qualifying, like I said, for Holt, not just for Terminal 8. It's for any project that Holt Construction has. So it could be for Terminal 8, but if you want to work in Manhattan, we have lots of work in Manhattan. We have work on the island. We have work in Jersey. We are a national company. I have work everywhere. So pre-qualify, let us know where you want to work, and we'll get you set up. But email us if you think it's been a little long. The next question is, do you have any opportunities for electrical contracting? So if it's specific for Terminal 8, that is available in 2 of the packages currently out. So definitely, if you haven't pre-qualified, make sure you get that in and send an email to the JFK T8 email address, which is in the chat, and request that package. Remember, you have to have an approved pre-qualification to get those packages from Holt. The next question is for Nicole. What type of education do you have to enter CKILLS, CKILS?
C-Skills. So again, we have a long name to our organization. It's difficult to abbreviate. So C-Skills is my attempt. The only educational qualification that's required for entry is a high school diploma or equivalency. You don't need any certifications or experience to come into the construction skills program.
That's great. What now for you again, Nicole, what if you do not have any background in construction at all? What if it's someone right out of high school, they have no idea what they want to do, no family members in construction? Is that okay?
That's totally fine. You don't need, this is the thing about construction. One of the misconceptions is that you need to have some experience, previous experience, in order to be qualified to apply. But that is the job of apprenticeship. So for construction skills, again, we're not preparing anyone for any one trade in particular, but we are preparing people to for entry into the industry. And so we do need people to come in with some qualifications, and it's really just the high school diploma, and need to be a high school diploma or equivalency, I should say. You have to be a New York City resident, and that is based on our funding that requires that. We've only ever since 2001 served residents of New York City. So those are the only pre-qualifications.
That's great. The next question is from someone in our audience that says, I've completed new non-traditional employment for women. Does this program offer those same services?
So actually I worked at New for many years before this job. It is very similar. They're offering similar services as we do at Construction Skills, a pre-apprenticeship training and direct entry access. They're a much larger organization, and they offer other services as well, but we wouldn't offer anything beyond what you've already gained by entering New.
Great.
Alex, I want to take a step back real quick to the question if you have to live in New York City. For construction skills, yes, but for our affiliates and going in through their open recruitment process, you do not have to live in New York City. You have to, you can live anywhere actually you reside at, right? So long as you get an application, you do not have to live within New York City.
Great. The next question is going to be for me. We are an approved vendor with Holt. However, we haven't received any packages for feature wall and signage for Terminal 8. What is the next step? So I want you to send, because that package is out on the street, at least the signage one definitely is. Send an email to the jfkt8@holtcc.com and send that question right there. When you send an email to the jfkt8@holtcc.com, those are our project managers. So you are not just reaching our main office. That is the Terminal 8. Those are all of our boots on the ground people. So you will definitely get an answer from them. So send a quick email and just let them know you haven't received anything yet, and they will pick you up and take care of you. The next question is, what happens? What's the next step, and what happens after you graduate from your program, Nicole?
Great question. So one thing I'm very proud of is that when I first got this job in 2008, we worked to establish a successful database that enables us to track every person that comes into our program by everything about them, their name, where they live, how old they are, what trade they're interested in. And so the reason I say that to answer this question is because we don't forget about you, right? So we do need to have the demand, the industry demand needs to be available. Programs need to be taking in new apprentices in order for us to refer candidates through the direct entry referral process. But we don't forget about anyone. You make an investment in us, we make an investment in you, and our job is to ultimately connect you with that opportunity. So after you complete the training, we ask you for your trade selections and work toward that goal, and provide career counseling, interview prep, and things like that.
So Nicole, if someone has a question or an issue, or they want to come back after they've already graduated, you're always there to help them. The same as the unions would be too.
Yes, I think one of the things about construction skills is that our training is offered through a partnership with another nonprofit organization called the Consortium for Worker Education. And so those folks spend the most time, and I often get calls from people that are saying, I'm sorry for bothering you. You're not bothering me. This is my job. Please make contact, because if you don't, I don't know where you went. There's one of me, there's hundreds of you. But it's my life's work to connect individuals with these opportunities. As a workforce development professional, as a New Yorker, as a Latina, this is what I do. So I don't forget about you. I have a database in case I wanted to forget about you, I can't. So don't worry. This is an ongoing relationship, and we will get to the goal together.
That's great. And Santos, what happens when people graduate through the apprenticeship program?
So they become their journey person in their respective trade. It took me 4 years, right, to finish my apprenticeship program within the insulators, heat and frost insulators local 12. You're never, and I say this, you're always learning, right? Even as a mechanic, as a journey person, you're not a full journey person until you have at least 10 years under your belt. So you continue to learn different aspects of the job, and it's also continuing ed within our trade, right? So within all the trades, there's new technology that comes out that you'll always have to go back, a new search that you have to take. One of the questions before was regarding the SST cards. That was a big push for the New York City building trades, as we saw that there were a lot of deaths in construction in 2015, 16, and 17. One of the most dangerous jobs, and no one was taking notice of the severity of, regular safety training, just knowing how to properly go up a ladder and come down. 90% of the deaths are from falls. So it's serious. So there's always continuing ed. So you become a well-rounded individual, not only after your 4 years, but after I want to say a good 10 years in the industry. There should be nothing stopping you.
That's great. The next question is, are there still jobs through the pandemic?
Yes. So on our end, and I'm sure Holt, Alex, you'll speak on this as well. We are continuously moving forward within the industry. There has been a slowdown, right? There are some jobs that are not mandated to continue. They're not considered essential work sites, right? But there's a lot of infrastructure. There's a lot of housing. The airports are considered as essential. So there is still a lot of work going. There has been a slowdown in the open recruitment process because everything shut down last year. So when everything shuts down, everyone's trying to figure things out. There was a slight slowdown. We are starting to see the increase coming up. So there is work on the horizon for sure.
And definitely from the Holt side, we were deemed essential during the pandemic in all of our business units across the country, because we do a lot of aviation, we do a lot of healthcare. So all of those projects were deemed essential. So we worked and built through the pandemic. So all of our contractors and our people stayed busy. And, being a tradesman, if you're a tradesperson and you're looking to get into the trades, you don't have to just be in the field. There's other opportunities in construction for you if certain things slow down. Superintendents, learning how to be a project manager. There's a lot of things that you can build off of from having learning the trades and knowing having that skill set. So this is a really great opportunity for someone to come in on the ground and learn how to be in construction, because there's always going to be construction, right? You need places to live, and you need places to go, and we need ways to get there, and there's always going to be construction. So it's a major part of the growth of the country and the growth of everything. So This is a great opportunity for all of you. And I want to thank Nicole and Santos for everything this afternoon. This was great. I think we shared a lot of good information. Please remember, to everyone that joined, all of our sessions are available on demand on the website, which will be in the chat. And thank you everyone for joining us today. I want to remind everybody that next week, we're going to be discussing another great employment program, which is hard hats to helmets. Helmets to hard hats, which is a veteran nonprofit organization that helps with opportunities and training for our service members to transition back into the civilian life in the trades. So if that is of interest to you, please make sure you join us again next Friday at 12 o'clock. And I thank all of you, and thank you to our panel, and have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.